Hey everyone, it's Will, GamerDad, with another video for you. So, after the victory against the Fire True Spirit, I decided to try something a little bit different against the Earth True Spirit and see if I can win it using a similar strategy that I did on the previous fight. Now, if you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel, I really appreciate it. I also do have a Patreon account for those who want to support me this way. So note that we start off the fight the same way. We're going to VC in Radius. Because she auto-rages, we're going to get knocked back Radius so that we can leave Yuri, Elga, and Renri up front. We start off with the same thing, Judgment for debuffs. Renri's powering up with Binary Drive, and then Yuri is there to start powering himself up with the Zero Wolf Strike. Turn 2, because we're watching against single targets as well as AoEs, we do need VC of Mariel, just similar to the last strategy. I find that when you're using a weapon zone versus an elemental zone, the 30% shielding versus 50% is not quite enough to survive more powerful attacks. This third turn is an AoE from the minion, as well as a 99% attack by the boss. It won't kill you, so you do have some breathing room. However, at this turn, you really have to kill the mob at least before it re-establishes zone. Also, the fourth turn of the boss itself will be a large magical AoE. So, luckily we do still have a healer on the field. Last time I used Mila to have heals with Cloud Pierce at the end of the turn. In this case, we actually have Guardian Field from Yuri, applying the 1500 fixed heal plus type shield 25%. And then we're just going to spam those specialized moves, which is the Divine Wolf Storm. You can actually use a Zero Wolf Strike to power him up to 3 stacks, and then spam the rest of your characters. And keep in mind that we can actually still cast Elemental Barrier within the AF from Radius if needed. Now, I apologize that I haven't done any 5-star reviews of Mila or Yuri, and I'm going to try and work on those in the next day or so, but at least you get to see a little bit of showcasing of their moveset. After the first HP stopper is hit, we do have a re-establishment of zone plus 2 new minions to end, and so we're going to use our second slash zone setter, which is Crest. Really comes in handy having 2 zone setters. That way you can kind of play around with it and re-establish zone as quickly as possible. In the case of speed, make sure you use your fastest character to VC in your zone setter so that you can allow most of your hits to power up your bar, because when the elemental zone is active, of course, your slashes won't build the bar nearly as quickly as having a slash zone in effect. Note that this is a 6-turn fixed rotation, so we still have to VC in Mariel for turn 2. And same thing as before, we applied Judgment. We're using Binary Drive to power up. This is the 99% hit, in which case third turn I Aurora Force just to make sure we survive, and we're going to do healing. Since we have Pure Cradle up on the field, we can heal there, and we can actually use a double heal with Guardian Field, which gives a 1500 plus Pure Cradle. So we have full HP just in case anything happens, and with the Aurora Force plus the Elemental 25% shield from Guardian Field, we are really well protected and didn't even take 1000 HP. Fifth turn is a single target hit and can cause confusion, and of course we do have Mariel up front to mitigate that. We do have Cure Leaf just in case, and we're just going to build up a bar, build up our stacks of attacks. Keep in mind that this Dreadstone and Disenchant removes all your buffs from your teammates, so you will have to keep on stacking those Binary Drives, which is the boost for Elga. I also only use the Slashing Saber, which is the boost for Renri within AF. So right now I'm just actually honestly attacking and making sure Judgment is in place for that 50% speed down, 25% power and int down. In the case of Yuri, his main goal is to be up there just in case you need a heal, plus the fact you have lots and lots of damage, and if you use his spam move, which is the far right move, it allows extra combo hits which power your AF a lot more and gives 50% crit rate to all your characters, so that you're just going to spam that Divine Wolf Storm and allows, look at how many crits we're doing, and of course crits essentially double the damage of all your hits, and so you're just laying on the smackdown on this boss and hit over and over and over again. And we're going to try to approach the second HP stopper here. Note that Judgment is fading here. Normally, if you had a chance to, you could apply Judgment within AF. However, keep in mind that as soon as this HP stopper is hit, the zone for Earth will reset. You'll have 2 new mobs spawn, in which case you're going to have to cast Judgment anyways on turn 1 of this new rotation. And again, I'll emphasize that all the turns are the same, up to 6 turn fixed rotation. Now the Earth boss has something a little bit unique here, and you really need your I think this is where Yuri really shines. Note that all the enemies here now have a 20 hit shield. That means you do 0 damage for up to 20 hits, although you can still apply buffs and debuffs. So we're still going to use Judgment to make sure you mitigate any damage. We did the same thing. Remember that we cast Elemental Barrier with Radius during AF so that we have her raging automatically, so she gets knocked back first, and we brought in Crest to apply the slash zone again. In this case, we're just trying to wear down these shields, and note that we allowed Crest to get hit it down to the point where he had less than 25% HP so that he can use his Mystic Art, which heals him up to full. So we don't really have to worry about needing a healer that particular turn. The VC in from Meryl will protect your elemental damage by 35%, allowing your other 2 characters to survive, and keep in mind that they still had a 50% type shield from Radius during AF as well. In this case, we're going to bring back Yuri. Keep in mind that he's not only a DPS, AF builder, and damager, he can also heal if needed, and turn 3 again is you're not vulnerable to anything. Even if you get hit by the mob and then get hit by the boss, you'll be left at 1% HP, in which case I'm going to have to activate an AF here to allow healing. So being that Yuri is naturally fast, we're going to cast Guardian Field a couple of times to bring us up to about 3,000 because it's 1,500 hit fixed HP. Just make sure we have enough to survive the next turn, because remember, turn 4 is a large AoE magical attack, and this is obviously Earth based. In the case of we having wind characters are naturally resistant to Earth attacks, but that being said, we're not taking any chances. Once we kill the mob, we're going to focus all our attacks, and remember we're spamming the far right move with Yuri to allow auto crits, or well, not auto crits, but 50% increased crits, to the fact that we're essentially getting maximum crit damage, and unfortunately we are slightly short with our AF bar. So I'm going to be careful here, heal, and hope that our last hit of Quattro Drive, as well as Lasting Scars and the multi-hit from Demonic Tiger Blade will end the battle. And if not, we can still heal. And hey, great, remember that the move from Yuri allows 3 critical boosted hits. And after that, the victory is ours, and we have finally gotten the true VC Grasta for Velvet. As usual, I'll show my loadout here. This was actually a much faster battle than my previous longer fight with Mila, so if you find this strategy a little bit easier to use than Mila's, feel free to try it on the other 3 bosses to see if it works better for you. However, I wanted to really try a few different strategies, and hopefully you guys can learn a few different techniques and apply it to your own strategies against these tough bosses. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.